Hey guys, so we have Legends video and stuff number 19 that just dropped. So we're going to go ahead and sort of take a look and scan through the video here to look at some of the new information that they have divulged to us. Only a 9-minute video, so not a lot to go off of here, so we'll just bang this out real quick. The first portion of the video is just them going through Legends Festival stuff, so we're not really going to spend too much time there. The first piece of new information, they are bringing back the Android 21 event to be able to Zenkai the free blue Android 21. So if you guys have not done that yet, I recommend definitely getting that done. She's still a pretty solid character for Androids, girls, and regen, so pretty all around pretty decent character. So we have the first piece of new information here, which is that purple Android 21 is actually getting a Zenkai Awakening. DBZ Space was having a little bit of issues earlier loading, so let's see if it's still... Okay, actually it looks like it's working perfect. So let's take a look at some of her teams. So if we click on Purple Cell, we can go to Regen and Android, two of her teams. And then she's also on Powerful Opponent. Let me just find her real quick. Purple 21 right here. Girls as well. Android, Regen, Powerful Opponent. So these are her teams, right? Android 21. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about her because we don't really know anything about what she's able to do yet, and I still think she's probably a week off. I think we're getting a new character tonight, and then Android 21 will be coming out next week as they sort of go with this, structure of we get a new character, and then the next week is a Zenkai, and they sort of seesaw back and forth there. So this is pretty much all we know about her. The only thing we also know about her is that we're planning to have her Zenkai ability strengthened characters who are both purple and Android. If you guys... do you guys know any purple androids that could benefit from this? So yeah, Cell obviously is going to be the main benefactor of that. And I think the main reason why they're doing this is because they realized that they might have undertuned Cell a bit when he initially came out. Because Cell came out, and then the next LFs we got were Goku and Vegeta and Trunks, and it's like not even comparable how much better Trunks and Goku and Vegeta are than Cell. So I guess they're trying to throw Cell a bone here with Android 21 giving the Zenkai buff to Cell. So that'll definitely be able to help them out a bit. On the actual Android team, I would probably say that she probably won't overtake Cell in terms of how good she's going to be on this team. By the way, I really don't expect Android 21 to be getting like massive amounts of stat buffs from her Zenkai ability. Not even just stat buffs, honestly, but also just additions to her kit. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if we look at historically, a lot of these Zenkai Awakenable transforming characters, like the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie Gogeta, the blue transforming Gogeta, and the purple Broly, they really toned it down a lot when it comes to them because their stats are already so absurd. If we transform her and go to max stats, look at her strike attack. 291,000 strike attack. She's not even Zenkai Awakened yet. So I don't really expect these stats to go up that much, and just to compensate for her massive stats that she already has, I don't really expect her to be getting that many additional buffs from her unique abilities, right? So I would really temper your expectations for this Purple 21 Zenkai. She should still be really good. She already is, like, actually pretty decent still to this day. But I don't expect her to be coming out and, like, stomping everything that stands before her, right? Girls, I mean, she's clearly the go-to purple unit for this team. Regen, it's going to be tough. I actually think this purple Janemba is still underrated. I think people don't really use him as much as he should be. But on the other hand, Regen's just not really a team you see too often right now. Purple Demon King Piccolo is still solid. Cell is on this team as well. Androids we talked about already. And then Powerful Opponent, again, LF Cell is on here. Purple Rose in this meta specifically, just due to all the endurance characters, I think is probably going to be the go-to purple still. And then you also have the Zenkai Merge Zamasu as well, who's still pretty powerful here. So for 21, that's pretty much what we're looking at. Let's get rid of this. So back to the video here. Let's keep scanning through. So there's a new raid up against First Form Frieza. So that's the second, that is the second raid in a row we've had against an LOE character. So we're having the Chilled raid just ended, and now we're having the raid against the First Form Frieza here. So should be pretty telling of what's about to come here. Let's see. Then they're having a, oh yeah, this is actually interesting to talk about as well. 1 million, let me see if I can grab this. It's a 1 million social media follower campaign. So this is I'm actually going to do a separate video discussing this, but this is Celebration Campaign number 2, choose the next awakened character. So we can vote for the next Zenkai Awakening on social media. Now, I'm not sure how they're going to be doing this. I don't know if they're going to like list, do a poll on social media. Like, are they going to list 3 options and then we get to pick which one we want? Or are they literally going to have us give a free response for which Zenkai character or which character we want to see get a Zenkai Awakening next? Again, I'm going to be doing a separate video on this specifically to talk about which characters I think would be the best Zenkai characters right now. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to be looking at the meta, and I'm going to be trying to figure out and, like, you know, try and decipher which characters would actually impact and change the meta the most, because that's what we need. We need meta to be changing rapidly, and it's not happening. So a character that's able to go in and change the way that the game is played, change the teams that are used, that's the most important thing. Looks like there's also a choose the summons featured character. Vote for that character on social media. Okay, so this makes it sound like it's going to be like a choice that they give us. And then there's a special wallpaper. Okay, interesting. So that's the social media campaign. And then here we go. So this is the reveal of the next LF character. They do play a song that I cannot play on my video because I'll get copyright claimed. So I'm going to shut up, we'll play this, and I'll play some background music over it. We'll just have it play. So there you guys go. We have LF BARDOCK coming out. Plus they're playing this is the song I was playing, Solid State Scouter in-game, which is annoying for me because I got to play other songs now when I do showcases, but it is what it is. I think overall, like, them doing these BGMs during PvP is definitely a good thing. I think it actually, like, does help the game a lot. Having, like, these cool songs play in PvP, I think is cool. For me, it's not cool because I gotta adjust how my content is recorded, but it is what it is. So Let's Unlimited BARDOCK is coming. They do go through some of the details for him as well. So here we go. So first of all, I will say, personally, me just saying this as my opinion, I am not a huge fan of the art. I think this face looks a little bit off to me. Maybe I'm just crazy. You guys let me know down below what you think. But he is a yellow character, which is definitely good. Thumbs up. I was like really, really scared he was going to be purple. We do not need more purples. I think yellow is probably the best color he could have possibly been, yellow or green. So they did a good job with him being yellow, I think. That's a thumbs up from me. Range type is interesting. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is the fact that he's on only the Saiyan and Team BARDOCK tags. Now, obviously, with the leader slot system, you can just sort of mix and match what team you put him on. You can put him on a regen team if you want. You can put him on a girls team if you want, a movies team. So with the leader slot system, you have flexibility to do, put him on a bunch of different teams. But in terms of like a non-leader slot character, this guy's not really going to work on a lot of the other teams. But Saiyan's a pretty flexible team. It's pretty big. But him being a ranged Saiyan means that he's probably not going to work the best with Ultra Blue Gogeta. We'll have to see. I mean, it's possible he ends up being a range type, but in reality, his strike and blast attacks are like very similar. Like, for example, UI Goku, LF UI Goku is a range type character, but he actually has higher strike attacks. So I've never understood like the classifications that they make up for these units, so maybe that's just like, you know, a non-factor. But his Z ability is interesting. He gives, this is Zenkai Z ability 3, by the way, which means that it's starting out at 6 stars. Now, I don't think this means that the banner is going to be giving, you know, the 1800 Z power that we saw from Legends Festival. I think this is just going to go back to the original format of being 600 Z-Power for this LF character, which is a problem in itself. We'll talk about that later, but he's giving 30% to base, blast, attack, and defense, and then he's giving it also a boost, 12% to tag Team Bardock max HP. So that is a pretty significant boost, again, considering that you're probably going to be using this guy in the leader slot for the majority of the time. He kind of reminds me of the Purple Super Vegito, because Purple Super Vegito is one of the best leader slot units in the game, giving HP to the whole team as well as strike, attack, and defense. This Bardock's doing the same thing, right? So his unique abilities applies the following effects to self when battle starts. He gets 90% damage inflicted, nothing crazy. He reduces damage received by 35%. Now, it doesn't say, or doesn't give any other reduces damage received buffs in this portion right here. I will say, 35% reduced damage received in this meta is just straight up not going to cut it. He will get incinerated by type neutral characters. Ultra Gogeta will one-combo this Bardock. Ultra Gogeta's ultimate will one-shot this Bardock from full HP. So I'm hoping that he has something else besides just 35% reduced damage received to help him defensively, because that is not enough. Nullifies the normal conditions for 60 counts. It should just be permanent. I don't know why it's only 60 counts. The following effects occur after enemy attack is over. 30% to next arch damage inflicted. That is very good. That is a similar effect that we see to sort of Trunks after he enters the battlefield, and whenever he faces an enemy, his next strike or blast does more damage. Increases own arts card draw speed by 2 levels for 10 timer counts, cannot be stacked, and then inflicts all enemies with no switching for 3 counts after enemy attack is over. So that is actually very similar to how the yellow Kale and Caulifla work, and I believe green Yamcha also has that same effect as well, where whenever they receive an attack, they actually lock the enemy in for 3 counts. So it's actually a pretty annoying effect on a character as powerful as this Bardock should be. I expect that to be pretty good. Let me hide my camera for a second so we can go over the other stuff here. Applies the following effects to self when one allied character is defeated. So keep in mind, he only receives these buffs when an allied character is defeated. Nullifies unfavorable element factor for damage sustained. So this is not applied to his offense. Now, this basically means that he will be able to take less damage, type neutral levels of damage from red units. And he also restores own health by 25% once only when it reaches 0. So that is Endurance. This is not a revival character. This is the exact way that Endurance is worded. And then he has a special cover change against Blast Arts. So that's pretty much the final portion of this character here. The one thing I will say about that bottom part, so he nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained. As it stands right now, that is a pretty useless ability. And the reason I'm saying it's pretty useless right now, for now, it's obviously going to age well, but for right now, that ability is pretty much useless because there literally are no viable red units in this meta at all. When was the last time you ran into a red unit that you were scared of? Like, never. And then the Endurance is obviously good. It's good that he has that, but it being conditional upon an ally being defeated, I think actually hurts this Bardock a decent amount. Actually, both these things hurt him a decent amount, because if you want to run him on a Saiyan team, the very first character you include on a Saiyan team is Ultra Gogeta. Best character in the game. It's like not even... Dude, Ultra Gogeta is on a different tier than every other character in the game, including Goku and Vegeta, by the way. And I don't even think that's a hot take. He's the very first character you include on the team. He goes in the leader slot because he needs to be in the leader slot to get his full buffs because he's a Saiyan, which means that this Bardock is being gimped because he also wants to be in the leader slot to get the HP buff for the entire team, right? So instantly they're not working well together. And then number 2, this Bardock wants to have an ally dead to get the Endurance. Guess who also wants to have an ally dead? Gogeta. So it's tough because that means you're designating your third character, the non-Bardock and the non-Ultra Gogeta character, to be the one that you want to have defeated. And it's not always going to work out that easily, right? It's just very difficult. I don't see this Bardock, at least from the information that we have presented to us on this page right here, I don't see this Bardock working well with Ultra Gogeta. And for him to be a Saiyan team like main character, which Ultra Gogeta is going to be like your first pick to use on that team, it's kind of disappointing in a way. I don't know. And then the other thing to mention too is that obviously they show him going Super Saiyan in the cinematic sequence we just saw. I actually think that's just part of the LF. One thing that they did really well with this Bardock is they actually did not make him a Super Saiyan, which I was very scared of, because guess what? guess who the go-to Super Saiyan character is in this game? Gogeta, right? So they're making it so that you're not just going to be running a team of Blue Bardock, this Bardock, and then Ultra Gogeta. So this character, I believe that's Super Saiyan transformation, because they don't mention it anywhere. They actually don't even mention his main ability anywhere here at all, and they don't even talk about it. So going off of how the animation looked, and going off of the fact that they don't even mention it here at all, I am probably... I'm gonna be safe in assuming that his Super Saiyan transformation is only strictly part of his LF animation. It's not actually part of his kit, which is actually good. So they nailed that part of him. They nailed the yellow element factor, and they nailed the fact that he's not Super Saiyan, because we do not need more Super Saiyans right now. So that's good. But I think when you take a look at the collective value of this character and what he's presenting and how he's going to be and how he's going to perform in this current meta, I'm honestly not that impressed. And the fact that this is probably going to be another instance where we get a one character LF banner, this is a massive, massive skip, I think, for everybody. Unless you're like a massive Bardock fan, which obviously people are going to want to summon just because it's Bardock, which I don't blame you for. But going from a perspective of just looking at, is this banner worth your crystals? I'm going to tell you flat out, no way. No way. Clearly, we don't know everything about the character yet. There's going to be a lot more to figure out once the actual data download happens, which, by the way, this character's coming out tonight. There's no way he doesn't. So we'll know more about him soon. But I would actually say that on a scale of like 1 to 10, I am not I'm not that impressed by what I'm seeing here at all. I'd probably put myself at like a 5. Which is pretty disappointing coming off of Legends Festival. And again, I mentioned this earlier, but the fact that this is probably going to go back to being a 600 Z-Power banner, when we just had the Legends Festival banners with Goku and Vegeta and Trunks, and like Goku Black and Zamasu and Ultra Gogeta, where it's so easy to start them up. Going back to this old format where it's one new character and you're getting 600 Z-Power, it's just not worth summoning. It's not. There's really no instance where like I would feel comfortable telling you guys to summon. So unfortunately, that's the situation here. Not that impressed with what I'm seeing from Bardock, and not that impressed with probably how the banner format's going to play out here. But we'll see. Again, we don't know the full details yet, so maybe my opinion will change once we get that other information. Let's see what else we got. Well, he's very similar to Future Gohan, by the way, because this Future Gohan came out this exact same day a year ago, and this guy's pretty much doing the same thing as that Future Gohan is doing, by the way. So one other thing they did mention real quick is they actually teased a new game mode coming out. Now, they didn't give any information at all about this game mode, so I can't really talk about this that much because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what this is, but there are a lot of characters here. There's Piccolo, we have Krillin, we have Gohan, and that's Tien over there. So we have at least 4 characters here. I assume this is 4 players. It could just be. I mean, actually, no. I don't want to assume that. I actually assume this is 1 player, and then these are 3 bots. I think that's safe to assume. We know how difficult it is for them to get 2 players connecting to each other. There's no way they're going to try and attempt it with 4 players. At least I hope not. And then there's a boss. There's a Nappa boss. So yeah. This just says tap the screen repeatedly, and then this just says swipe in the direction that's displayed on the screen. So there's really no explanation of what this is. It looks like a new raid feature. I'm not really sure what to say about this, but at least we know they're working on something new, so that's cool. I guess we'll figure out what that is in the coming weeks/months. We'll see. And then what else did they say? Let's just keep scrolling through this. Brand new game mode currently in development. Hope you all have fun speculating and look forward to when it releases. Yeah, well we'll see. And then there's also a survey about Legends Festival that you can get crystals for completing. And that's pretty much all the information we have here. So, again, let me know down below what you guys think of this LF Bardock coming out. Again, cool character. I think he definitely is deserving of an LF for sure. I'm not salty, and I'm not upset that LF Bardock, that Bardock is getting an LF. That's not why I am, not that high on this character here. I'm not high on this character because of what I'm seeing on the screen. My objective And what I want to see out of this game is a diverse meta. I want the meta to be changing. I want there to be new and interesting things happening and new developments happening in the meta. I don't want this character to come out and just automatically not matter. I think this character is probably going to be an example of something that is honestly not too impressive on release, but then later down the line, he's going to see more and more play and more use. That's what I'm hoping, at least, because again, from what I'm seeing here, I'm not impressed. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm crazy, maybe you guys have different opinions than me. Let me know down below what you guys think about this, and I will see you all in the next one.